Okay, I call this meeting to order. It is the Franklin Civic Celebration Committee meeting on June 16th. Roll call, John Bergner here, Robert Nackert
Here.
Angela Christie
Here.
Joe Mercado, but that would be Lisa. They don't have your name on here yet.
That's okay.
Carl Budnick,
Here.
Alderman Pecorelli, dismissed. Anna Damsky,
Here.
we have a quorum. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, I hate that. I know.
Over here.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. They leave a schedule, agenda with anybody?
Oh.
Sorry.
It's okay. Did you print this?
We'll start with our citizen comment period.
Oh,
We have any citizens who want to make a comment? There we go.
anybody?
Okay, we're going to pass on that. We're going to have a discussion of the Franklin Independence Celebration, which is July 3rd, 2025 to July 6th, 2025. We'll start with entertainment. The newsletter came out with the full schedule of entertainment. I went over it last time. Anybody have any questions on the entertainment? Nothing's been changed. It's been all set. Any questions? Okay, then the other entertainment, the Drive-E-Box Golf Simulator, Bruce City Wrestling, and the Pickleball Tournament. With the Golf Simulator, the Alderman's working on, we didn't get anything from Golf Galaxy, so the Alderman's working on a prize for that. Bruce City Wrestling, that'll be on Saturday night. Pickleball Tournament, that's still in the making. As if anyone drove by the courts today, packed with people, but they have to register online, and it's something that we don't do. We have a company doing it for us, and it's kind of difficult to do, and I don't think because of the holiday they're not registering yet, but I'm sure we're going to make it work out.
John, is he giving you any idea how many people have signed up so far?
It's like 4 teams, and we can take 40.
Oh,
Okay.
that's okay.
Yeah, 4 teams, that's it. But it's early. As we said, when you got to sign up for a tournament, you got to commit yourself. It's July 5th. People are waiting probably to see what happens on that, that weekend. But we hope to get 40. And once we get it more of the word out, we got it on the Facebook now. Going to put some yard signs in front of the pickleball courts, and I think we'll get some interest later on. All right. Carnival's all set. Carnival will be running during all the open hours of the festival, and we'll have the wristbands on Saturday from noon to 4, and then they'll be only running the carnival, nothing else, on Sunday, July 6th. They'll have the wristbands from also noon to 4. Any questions? Okay, food vendors and non-food vendors. They're all signed in, including the Lions Club.
The Noon Lions Club.
The Noon Lions Club. One of these days I'll get that right. We have 11 food vendors, and got one that had interest that wanted to do slushies, and I just wanted to share what he said. He was going to send in an application. He just said, I finished Polish Fest. Sales this year was $2,750. Last year, 4,960. Sales was down 50% from all the food vendors. Pride Fest, I did Pride Fest. Everybody was off at least 50%.
It was pretty cold too down there.
Yeah,
Could've been
weather has a
too,
factor,
yeah.
so I'm gonna
Especially last weekend.
not apply for your festival. Thank you for your offer. But
Were they alcoholic or no? Were
their
they like the
minimum, they're
margarita?
.05. He doesn't serve to minors, but it's like having a non-alcoholic beer. But he said he does St. Martin's Fair. He's been there, and he does a lot of the festivals, and
Yeah, it's all wet. I mean, especially with slushies. If it's cold out, who's gonna drink that, you know?
yeah.
And it's not
And we're gonna have
alcohol,
hot
so
weather.
It's not gonna warm you up, so.
And it's hard to remember. We had some slushy machines one
We
time.
had that margarita machine, yeah. It
Yeah.
cost us more to put it on than what we
Right.
sold, because that mix was so expensive.
Yeah,
Oh, wow. And you had to buy so much of it.
yeah. That lasted a year, right? And we had to have volunteers do that.
Mm-hmm.
So food vendors. Setup time,
Set up for food vendors.
yes.
That's in the application of the food space that they filled out. And the time that the electrician's gonna be there for them. It's right there in that application.
What did it say?
You have another application for it?
They did it,
I need to remember the time.
yeah.
So the beer's coming at 10:45?
Beer's coming on the Thursday, but not at 7:45 in the morning. No, whenever they bring in our that whole trailer. But they will be there on Thursday.
Right. Wait, Thursday, let me just see.
Didn't give me a set time.
They told us between 10 and 11 o'clock.
I always wait.
That'd be good.
Thursday?
Yeah. Could we start Friday? No, that's Wednesday. We start Thursday.
I should have brought that. Right, so they're supposed to be there Wednesday
Yes.
to set up our trailer between 10 and 11 o'clock.
If they're there on time, they said to me Thursday morning. Wednesday morning.
So we're gonna start setting our beer at 10 right up after that.
Yeah, that Wednesday night we set up in the big tent. Okay, Ann, how about we doing on non-food vendors?
I think we've got 4 or 5. I don't know, the rules keep changing, so you get everything done and then they come back and say, oh no, now I need a copy of the driver's license. I can't do this. Now I need this. Now I need that. So all I know is so far that there's probably 3
3
that
officially
have
in.
officially got through to them. Yes.
Yeah.
So
And last year, what did we have? Probably
12 or 14.
12 or 14.
The process is very, very cumbersome.
Oh, yeah.
And it
Same with the
changes
food vendors.
daily. It's gotta be something written in stone that we can say we need this, this, and this. I'm so tired of getting yelled at. I'm following the rules, I'm getting all the information, and then they come out with something else. I'm like, what the hell? So, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then the potential one for Pops that he wants to see how much he can, or how many people he can get first. He just wanted to make sure he could still get in.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
very frustrating.
But there's still some that might come in yet. You say they come in kind of late, but
Just depends how cooperative City Hall is.
okay. This is very important. This is our volunteer sign-up sheet. This is when we need someone in the volunteer. We always have to have somebody present in the volunteer tent,
The headquarters.
in the headquarters,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Volunteer garage. We
Yep.
don't have a tent.
No. So I gotta pass this around. We gotta fill this up because I gotta be on call at all times. So if you have friends that you could work with, I asked the alderman to let me know what slot he can do. I haven't got an answer yet on that. But that's always the work, we don't have someone signed up for that.
I'm just thinking if I have to sit in the
John,
ticket
I don't
booth
think
for any of
the
you.
4th of July will take the
I would
first
assume
shift.
that sounds easy.
Okay, you haven't seen this yet, so it'll come around to you, but Sherry and Pete help a lot in there.
Yeah, but Pete's got water on the brain right now. And Thursday's having a spinal tap to pull it out.
Oh,
And,
sorry to hear.
yeah, it is what it is.
Oh,
We're invited to a 4th of July thing somewhere else, so first 4th of July I'll miss in 20+ years.
yeah. Well, prayers are out for them, so. Okay, and then I'm gonna pass around parking passes. Here, take them how many parking passes you need. All right. Next, we'll cover volunteer sign up and shifts still needed.
Still needed 2 people for tickets on the 3rd, 8 to 10:30. In the main tent, I'm still looking for 3 volunteers for the 8 to 11 shift. On the 4th, I'm still looking for 1 person for the 5 to 8 in the ticket booth and 2 people for the 8 to 10:30 in the ticket booth. In the main tent, I'm still looking for 1 person for the 5 to 8 shift and 2 people for the 8 to 11. And then for tickets on the 5th, I'm still looking for 2 people, the 5 to 8, 2 people for the 8 to 10:30. Because I have you
That's
and,
my wife.
I mean, your wife and 1 person
Yeah,
signed up, but you said
Yeah.
that you needed 4.
we should have 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So still looking for 2 people there. And then main tent, just 1 person, the 5 to 8 shift, and then 2 people for the 7:30 to 11.
And in the beer tent, my husband's always written it. I don't sign him up because he's
Mhm.
always helping
Right.
with Brian, so.
So there's the beer tent. I feel like you could probably be fine with the amount of people that are signed
It's
up.
not the maximum, right.
Right, but it's not the maximum. Correct.
Yeah.
But the ticket booth has nobody for 3 shifts. So I could probably sit in there for those ones if needed.
We're also putting ourselves real thin, aren't we? If we're gonna need things or need help with things.
Yeah.
And then I have for setup, I had quite a few people for setup, which was kind of nice. I didn't mark it on this sheet here. I have 9 people for setup.
Wow,
Yep,
that's great.
yep. And then
And that's without the court people. We haven't.
right. And then for takedown, I've got 5 people.
Wow,
Good.
that's perfect.
Mhm.
Angela, that 5 to 8 for bartending, what day was that? The July 3rd, right?
I
Or no?
need 1 person 5 to 8 on the 4th and 1 person 5 to 8 on the 5th.
But that doesn't count, like Brian, that's gonna
Nope,
be.
it
that
does
doesn't-
not count him.
Yeah.
You are signed up for 2
I
shifts.
have 2.
But otherwise, you're not signed up for anything else, so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Angie,
So-
what is setup time? 6?
6
The
to 8.
application.
6 to 8
yes.
on Wednesday.
6 to 8.
Wednesday.
6 to 8.
That's too
I have
late.
6 p.m. to 8 p.m., yep. And then for takedown, you have written down 8 to 10 on
8 to
Sunday.
10.
Yep.
I think that's great for that. So,
And then Lisa Marie put another post on Facebook today, so we'll might get a couple extra people, so. With our specific
We narrowed it down
wants.
to specific shifts, and I can always, I mean, obviously I'll be there now, so if we run short on bartenders, I can always jump behind the bar
Yeah.
and help in that area.
and Carl,
I think we had Carl down for a couple last year and he was running
I
around,
never
so.
got there.
Yeah, yeah, that was a thing.
Just a quick question on the parking passes. Who's all issued?
We have
Who are
them.
all issued the parking passes?
committee members, the food vendors,
Okay,
some people in the aldermen, the city hall people.
okay.
So,
And are they
supposed to put it up in the dash.
up in the dashboard? Okay. Can I keep one just for our staff?
Oh,
so we know
yes.
What to look for?
Oh,
Okay.
yes, very much.
Hold on.
Yes.
Carl,
And in the past, on the actual day of the 4th, when we have the parade, they usually won't let anybody in that front drive unless they show them that they have a
Right,
parking pass.
right, okay. Yep, I'll pass that on.
You sit on.
Yeah, if you want any more.
76.
Once you do it, I can just
Down
do
that
it
way
and
toward
then
Legend.
show
That's
everybody
the
in the
best road.
staff
Yep,
emails.
absolutely.
What to look for. and
Sneaky way to get in.
everyone
Yeah,
knows.
because then you can go
Okay.
in those pillars, right?
If you need more, you can just
And
print
drive
it.
your car in there, kind of.
Right.
to
I know
get
how to
in that
find
lot.
it.
Squad cars can park anywhere you want.
That's right.
If you know. And then we also had questions about
Right.
disabled parking. Is it still gonna be disabled parking on that, street that is in between?
Schluter.
Okay, yeah, between the library and the pickleball courts, right there.
I guess so.
It
Yeah,
usually
I haven't
is.
seen or heard anything about that, so I think it would remain the same.
Okay, we just had a couple volunteers last year that, needed to have that parking.
Sure.
So,
No, that makes sense.
and actually something. Take a booth.
And then Angela with the volunteers.
Yep.
These are the volunteer tickets. Okay, so each volunteer gets one sheet of ticket, and then we put them in envelopes.
Mm-hmm.
If you, I mean, you got on this list all the volunteers you have, right?
So far, yep.
Yep.
And I almost wonder, last year we had a lot of, I labeled them with names. I almost wonder if we just, I mean, if we don't label with names, do you need to know the ticket numbers for each person? And could the
Usually we do,
person
yeah,
who's
usually,
checking them in,
Show up,
write
yeah.
it down on there instead of me labeling each envelope? Do you know what I mean?
yeah. It was easier the other way, right?
Yeah, it's easier with the names on it, because then
With the
you know
names on it,
who's
then you
supposed to
can,
be
they
coming
say,
up
hey,
to
we're
see
showing,
you, then it's
then
like-
we know if
you're
also
short
someone
three
doesn't
people,
show.
It's like, okay.
Right, but
Yeah.
you'll have a, okay, however you want.
If someone doesn't show, then we'll have their envelope sitting there and we'll know that
Mhm.
person didn't show also.
Yeah.
So it gives us that. Because on this, you know, this, if you want, we could each take maybe 10, and then we have the bartender instructions and the rules and everything, okay?
Yep.
We got a sheet like this that we give them, you know, for all the, let the officers see this.
I also send them an email with that.
If
sheet,
if you
too.
can do an email, right.
I did last year, so a lot
Yeah.
of them brought their own printout as well, which was nice because then they read it.
Because how,
And
if you
signed it.
had to take an estimate, how many do you think you have that you have to do? Probably.
How many people?
Yeah, I'd say 40. We don't have to send it to the setup people. And we don't,
that way I couldn't tell you how many for just here. I can tell you how many volunteers we have. Let me just make some things.
Because if there's any you don't have an email address to and you only have a address, then we should mail them. And you just put this in there. And at the bottom, you put in what shift your shift is, date and time. So that gives them a confirmation. of what date and time they signed up for. Because a lot of people sign up for stuff and they'll forget what shift and date and time they signed up for. This will, give that to them. And if you have to mail any, you just drop the mailing off at City Hall at the front desk, and then they will stamp it for us. So you don't have to,
I have 54
Okay, you got 54.
right now. We still have these shifts that need to be filled.
Yeah. And there's 50 sheets in each one of these.
Okay.
So you should, with 2 sheets, you should have, you have 100, enough for 100 people.
Okay. Perfect.
But if you need help on that, if you need anybody else to send an email and send this to, we can help you with that.
Okay. I think that part is, I can handle that. I have young helpers at home.
And I can always help you with that too.
Bailey helped me last year, so.
Yeah, she was a great help,
Yep.
great help. Okay, so these are the sheets.
Okay.
And you won't have to do it if you just can send them a PDF.
Right.
And then that way they'll have it. But then ask them, please reply that you received this so that they're confirmed. All you gotta do then is fill in what their shift is. The sign
Okay.
here and the date is for them.
Okay.
And print name, so. A lot of times when they check in, then they bring this sheet in.
Mm-hmm.
So here's some envelopes
Okay.
and the volunteer tickets.
John, how much are the volunteer tickets? How much are the volunteer
$1.
tickets? $1?
Those are $1, so we know they're different. And they're a different color.
So,
The regular beer tickets will be $2 on them. And, a different color than that.
I think next year we have to, once we get past all this, we need to think about doing things to attract more volunteers, because it's really been, it's getting tougher and tougher, and a lot of our volunteers are getting older.
Yeah.
And they can't do we're really kind of running, like, it's kind of like pulling teeth. We need to make a better
Oh, yeah.
incentive, like, maybe not, especially since, raise the price of beer to $6. Maybe that needs to go to like 20 and compared to 10. And
Yeah,
to try to
they
drive-
also get a T-shirt. They also get a T-shirt.
I don't think T-shirts,
Yeah.
people are not jumping for T-shirts.
Yeah.
Maybe we consider giving higher tickets and no shirts.
I was gonna suggest that too. And, also because, like we have in the flyer, that you want people to wear their T-shirt. I volunteered for several years, not once did I ever wear my T-shirt. Why? Because I
Oh, really?
park further away. Time I walk up to sign in and grab my T-shirt, I'm now a ball of sweat. Now I have to go into a hot porta potty and try to change my shirt, and then walk. It becomes, so I was like, nope. I just kind of put it off to the side and grab it at the end of my shift. A lot of people, some people are like, oh, I'll just put a tank top on, but not everyone is comfortable coming, showing up like that, or wanting to try to get into a porta potty and change their clothes. Like, I think Angela, like a last couple of years, had the name tags.
Name tags.
That helps. That helps a lot. So we can at least identify that this is someone who's volunteering, and she had this shift down there that they were working. I think that might be a better route, and save on the T-shirts, because not everyone really cares about. They'd rather be able to buy a meal and a couple beers compared to having a T-shirt and $10. You get one beer. You can't get any food with that either. So we gotta really try to get people to want to volunteer.
Yeah. And this year is only 3 days. Last year was 4, so.
Yeah.
I'd like to know how many we have that came back versus how many new ones we have.
Yeah.
How many came back from last year?
Sure.
If we had everybody come back from last year, we would be probably full. Because we had 4 days of volunteers last year.
Yeah.
And that's it probably varies every year, depending on the people's situation.
Well,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Are they now going out of town and can't volunteer?
No.
Were they stuck into, were their kids home? Were their kids not? All kinds of things play into why people are able to be able to volunteer.
And it's a Friday, so it's not like it's a Wednesday, you're going back to work. You got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You
Right.
get a long weekend.
Yeah, all those factors
Oh.
kind of play into it.
I think it looks just like July 4th would be the date for the headquarters that we need. We got July 3rd and July 5th full, so thank you. Maybe the alderman can fill in some of those spots. Okay.
Once it gets closer, whatever spots, obviously I'm gonna be on the grounds too. It's no big deal for me to go sit in my bed and,
Wherever.
you know, I'm cool with taking a break and sitting down,
Yeah.
so I can, you
But
know.
we need someone in headquarters just in case we need emergency or whatever. You know, someone should be there representing us. Okay. Our parade, July 4th. Kids parade 10:30. Main parade 11 o'clock. Anything to report on the parade?
No. Hopefully it'll go much smoother this year. We're gonna start an hour early. So, which means we may be shutting streets off earlier too. People are gonna start lining up at 9. Hopefully, earlier the better, and have everybody, I said, everybody's gotta be lined up and in their place by 10 a.m. So, knock on wood, it's gonna happen. But,
How about what we got new?
oh God, we got the, Golden Gals.
The Golden Gals.
Whoever they are,
The fire truck?
the fire truck, the Chinese dragons or Asian dragons.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, those should be really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Big
What
old
about that
white
band
dragons.
that was,
I'm still going back and forth with him. He says they're coming, but he hasn't given me any information as far as how much I have to. He wants half down right away. Well, I got no contract. I got nothing. It's a fight to get people to this thing. I just don't know what else to do.
you know,
I'm kind of at my wit's end with people, but you know, what's funny is we got probably less people, but more room because the people that are in are bringing more stuff. So now we got the Franklin Little League has 2 pickup trucks, a semi truck, and a minivan. So it's like Knights of Columbus used to have a truck, now they have two pickups and I mean everybody's just like doubling and tripling. So there's more people, so I guess that's good, but good Lord.
Did the cheer team contact you?
Yes, I got
Okay.
theirs today.
Today?
Yeah. So they're all set. So, yeah, I mean,
They're missing a senior parents.
and let's put it on record, whenever we can have the July 4th parade on another day, like we did that one weekend, it's so much
yeah.
better because we can get more applicants.
And
You know,
free
we're not
pass.
competing with all the other
Yeah.
communities. You know,
Probably more volunteers.
Yeah.
we're competing with other communities also.
And people are coming from other parades, and they're gonna run the risk of, are they gonna be able to get in? Because if we're gonna, with security as it is, and with all the stuff going on in this world, people are gonna come in late, cause they're coming from Greendale or Greenfield or New Berlin or wherever they're coming from. You're taking a chance. I mean, and they're gonna be at the end, which is fine with me and it's fine with them, but then people are upset because you got political officials that are now at the end of a parade, and that's disrespectful. Well, what can I do? You know, they asked to be at the end of the parade. I had Julian Bradley. I got written up to be the most incompetent idiot because he was at the end. Well, he came from New Berlin and he was late. He says, put me at the end. I'll just catch up. I'll catch you on the end. Fine. He came in. He was the last one. Good God, the write-up. So it's like, you know, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. So just to be on record, people request where they want to go. So there's many people that are coming from Greendale and are coming from Greenfield, and they will be late. So they want to be at the end. So just so they know, there's a lot of politicians are going to be at the end because that's where they want to be, and that's fine.
Well, you do your best. It's a tough job. Yes,
How many
Colin?
units we have so far?
Honestly, I have no clue. They're still coming in. I would say probably 45, which isn't bad. We may almost get down to Loomis, or down to Highway 100. We're getting
Yeah.
pretty far down, but what are you gonna do?
And the Badger Band.
Badger Band as well is coming. They don't know how many because they don't know how many kids are coming from other parades.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get us 30. So far we're at 15. So she's working on it. But they're also coming from, they're dividing up into 7 and 8 groups too. So they're all over the place too. And it's hard for the kids because they're all driving from Waukesha and Pewaukee and everywhere else. And they're coming from other parades and they're coming to us at 11:30 trying to get here and jump in, and we don't have parking, and that's the hardest part, is I don't know what to do with the parking situation anymore. I mean, we've got some lots, but, you know, if you're a latecomer, where are you gonna go? Is Target open on 4th of July? No. I wish we could use Target's lot, and maybe have something run down back and forth. I would think they're closed, no?
Early.
All right, any more questions on the parade? Okay. Next, we have the fireworks. We're all set with fireworks. We're all set with the permit.
Permits issued, insurance policy was issued.
Yeah. Well, you don't get the permit until you get it, the insurance, and they got the insurance before the permit.
Yeah.
So both have been done.
Yep. And I got 2 carts from Tuckaway.
Okay,
I pick
good,
them up on the 3rd and bring them back on the 5th.
excellent.
So,
Google says yes, they're open.
another thing is,
Where did Google?
I was on the original 4th of July Commission in Franklin in 1962. I've been on there ever since. In 63 years, this is my last year.
Oh, gosh.
After 63 years, I'm going to be 93 years old, and my health isn't getting
Yep.
any better. So
Thank you for
I have to
every
give it up.
minute of your service. Thank you. Thank you, Tony.
Yeah, I'll
Well
finish
said.
this year.
Thank you for everything. You were always there for us, too. And you were there when we weren't there. We were all just little kids.
Yeah, I was chairman for 2 years. That's when we had the 40th. That's when you first got on, I think. The 40th anniversary.
Before that's, yeah, and then Pat Carlson came
That's when we
on.
had that pig roast out there for all
Yes.
the committees.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had to have, yes, celebration for the 40th for all the cities. Had to have a pig roast party at the same time as the festival. Pulled it off. Thank you again, Tony. You're special. All right, and then we'll cover fundraising and sponsorships. Still can only tell you that will equal what we had last year and be slightly more. Thanks to most of the people that always are there for us. But yeah, we will be at about the same level we were last year. It all depends on, who signs up now between now and the 16th, which, well, it's today, was the deadline to get on the sponsor board, but I'm going to give them to the end of the week. You got to get with Hoopster. Hoopster's booked.
I've been sending them emails every week for the last month.
Does he reply?
No.
Yeah. I had to go in there personally. He won't even answer the phone. So,
Shut up.
yeah.
Well, then I'm gonna go to Ideal Logos then. Cause they'll do it.
Yeah,
Since
I
you
might.
need anything, just let me know.
He's supposed to have those yard signs for the pickleball by the end of this week, and if I don't have those, I gotta go somewhere.
Yeah, go to Ideal. I just
And
talked to her
and we
today.
need to sponsor banners for the new sponsors.
I sent him those too.
Yeah. Okay, cause you sent them the logos for the, okay, I put in the request too. I knew,
Oh, so there's double? You told me I was supposed to, that's why I
for the
did it.
t-shirts. I thought you were doing it,
No, you said for banners too.
good. No, it's good, but we both have not heard back from them.
And I usually don't, because he just says he leaves them in the front and they're ready to pick up whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll call tomorrow, if not, I'll just call Ideal and they'll do them.
Yeah.
Tell you, good
Yeah,
help
do
is
what you
hard to
can.
find.
And to get those made, gotta get those laminated signs made.
I thought. Beer
That
Capital
does, that's
that.
capital,
Oh, okay.
capital. And we do have the big signs out there that came in on Friday, so they'll be out on the streets, so the big banners will be out there.
Who put that one out on Loomis Road where you get off to go on up to 76th on that off ramp? It's like right in a hole and you can't even see it. When I came today.
Oh, it was up?
Yeah, it's up, but it's in a hole and almost you miss it because you know what I mean? It's not like eye level. It's like a gully and it's like right in the gully.
So when you come off of Loomis to go to 76,
Yeah, that off ramp.
there's one there?
Yeah.
All right.
There's one, there used to always have one there, but it used to be higher up. This was, I don't know, I always missed it when I looked at it, I was like, wow.
Yeah. That DPW does. And they ask what locations, but with all the construction too, it's up to them. Okay. All right, and then we did sign up for the volunteer headquarters. Just trying to think, any other questions that you can think of? Because this is it. We got to meet on that Wednesday night, 6 o'clock.
When you're meeting with any of your vendors or anything else, make sure you tell them there's a lot of construction going on. And they're not gonna get through, they've gotta come off of either Rawson or 76th Street. Because everything else is closed.
Yeah, mostly in front of your place.
Well, they're on the other side now, they're gonna be by us in a week, but people are going through these things. They're going right, it says
Yeah.
road closed, and they're going right through.
Yeah, someone put a hand sign up there saying, you can't get through to 51st Street, but people don't listen.
Yep. Yeah, this morning, there were two cars. I was going for a walk, and there they pulled right in, and I thought, you nimrods.
Wow.
Apparently, maybe they can't read. Yeah, we get it next week. That's gonna be our joy.
So we're meeting.
Carl.
Wednesday.
Question.
Yeah,
Where
just
are
for
the
setup.
porta
Oh, okay,
potties
that's
and
just,
chairs
okay.
and bars
Am I
being
wait a minute,
delivered?
am I missing something else? Okay.
When are they all delivered?
Yeah.
On that, the bar sections get delivered on that, they all get delivered on that Wednesday.
Okay,
When is the
The
tent going on?
tent goes up on Monday.
okay.
Wow, it's gonna
And
be a
you're
whole
gonna
week.
make sure.
And I have a request in with Andy of Capital to see what he can do for us with a kiosk or something for the band shell,
Okay.
to sell at the band shell.
And we'll meet again on July 2nd.
That, on July 2nd? July 2nd's our,
That's when we set up.
the setup day. That's that Wednesday.
Okay.
Not Thursday?
The 2nd is a Wednesday.
And the food inspection is Wednesday also?
There'll be, the health department does the inspection the day, right before the festival starts.
Okay.
That afternoon.
They do it like from 3 to 5, I think, on the day of the event.
Okay.
They inspect all the vendors, yes. Got to do that right before. All right, well, if you guys can think of anything else, let's get it started then. It's a lot of work.
So I gotta ask, is setup really from 6 to 8 at night?
Yes, we always done that. Tables and chairs. Yeah.
It's usually up
The
at
vendors
In the
set
big
up, like,
tent.
The vendors can set up, they got times they can set up from
anytime.
any time that day. Yep.
Okay.
That, on that Wednesday or that Thursday morning. They can set up either one.
Setup is for tables and chairs usually with
Yeah.
volunteers.
Yeah, when we talk about setup, yeah, that's for in the main tent.
Okay. And how will you have these marked off for different vendors?
We do the mark off spacing and we do it, paint the spots and put a cone up, tell,
When are we doing it?
huh, when?
When are we doing
Yeah,
it?
when are we gonna do that?
Yeah.
Do that on probably Tuesday,
What time?
Early?
early.
That's him. I didn't say a word. He did.
On that Tuesday, we'll do it. Because you won't be setting up till Wednesday, no matter, you know. But hopefully have you in it. We got to put you with the power boxes. We went over the power boxes. We got to look at who's going to be located in front of a power box. So the spacing, we have to, that space application tells us where, but so we hope to have you in the same spot you were last time.
John, if anything comes up from now until then, you have my cell phone number, my email. Just call me, email me. Same with you, Ann. If you have any
Yeah.
questions about stuff.
I know where you are.
Yes. I wish we could have more personnel involved, but we're so short-staffed with our specialty officers too, because we wanted to have the canines, but Jed's an honor guard member.
Oh,
Adam's
okay.
off because
Yeah.
he's on light duty. Mac's also an honor guard, so it's like we're spread thin with like some of our specialties.
Yeah, that's fine.
The MRAP operators, we only have so many of those.
That was Gary Elkin's idea. He
It's
says,
a
you
good
gotta
idea.
get them. And I said, come on.
It's a
He's
good
like,
idea.
Nope.
But yep,
Yeah.
we're all in with everybody that we can be, so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
it is
borrow
what
my
it
dog.
is. Oh,
Yeah. Carl,
Ticket booth, when's that come? Tuesday? When is the ticket booth delivered?
DPW does that, and they'll do that probably on, they've done it even on they gotta do it on Wednesday, because we gotta take everything out. Yeah. We gotta unload it. So they gotta do it by the time we have set up. Dennis,
Is there a way you can make sure they don't put the tables and chairs in the first part of the tent where your beer is actually set up? So they can take and drive the trailer straight through?
or so we don't have to move the tables and chairs?
Yeah.
Yeah. You should be set up, aren't you usually set up before we do tables and chairs with the beer?
Yes, but
Where they
the
drop
tables
them
and
off.
chairs drop them.
Where they drop them off.
They drop them where you put the bar,
Okay.
and we have to move
Drop
them
off
over
in
so
that
they
area,
can,
then he's
Yeah.
blocked.
because it's too hard to back the trailer in between them.
Gotcha. No, I get what you're saying now.
Put some cones up there. Take some cones out of the garage. Maybe put 3 or 4, you know, the section
I
your
could park my
area.
car there too.
Do that too.
You have a parking pass.
Pitch it
I got it.
Oh, parking.
Look like gold.
You apply for a permit for that.
Any more questions?
Motion to adjourn?
I have a motion to adjourn. Is that seconded?
Second.
Anyone opposed? Those in favor, say aye. Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.